Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribing. It's the end of April, which means it's time for April favorites. I'm going to share with you fragrances that I've worn the most this month. And at the end, I also have one fail. Well, maybe it's not so much a fail, but a fragrance that I purchased and returned, and I'm going to explain why. But let's start with the favorites. And the first one is the one that I have been using a lot during the last couple of months. I kind of forgot to include it in last month's favorites, but I'm definitely including it here. This is Italica from Xerjoff. And I don't know if you noticed, there's supposed to be a little tassel here. It was kind of annoying me. It sort of gets in the way when I try to spray it, so I took the tassel off. I really like it better without it, and it's easier to use. But I have been using this fragrance a ton. The main notes in here are almond, milk, saffron, vanilla, and toffee. And I don't really get any saffron in this fragrance. There's definitely a lot of sweetness. This is definitely gourmand. It is very sweet, but I don't get so much vanilla. I get more of sweetness coming from toffee. And then, of course, almond and milk are very, very prominent here. This is a stunning, stunning gourmand. And as I sort of suspected at the beginning when I first tried it, this is a very addictive fragrance. Once I start wearing it, it's really hard to put down. And what I also find with it is that the more I wear it, the more I like it. So this is definitely beautiful. There's one more tip that I want to share with you. This is just something that I found out. Although this has great performance, the projection, the longevity, everything is really, really good. But I find that when I overspray this a little bit, the scent becomes even better. It becomes richer, deeper, stronger, sweeter, and for me, I like it even more. So I have started overspraying this a little bit, and I like the scent even more that way. So I don't know, maybe for some of you who found this scent a bit underwhelming, I would suggest, if you can, try putting more on and seeing if that makes a difference, because really for me, I did notice a difference. Now, this month, I am definitely feeling the spring. I mean, we've had a lot of really good warm weather, kind of unusually warm for this time of the year, although today is not one of those days. It's sort of gloomy outside and cold, but we've certainly had a lot of really nice days, and I am definitely gravitating towards a lighter, more fruity, floral types of scents. So you will see a lot of them in here in this video. And the first one, I finally pulled it out. I haven't really worn it in the winter, because for me this is not a winter scent, but as soon as it got warm, I pulled out Delina. I still love it just as much as I did when I first got it. It is such a beautiful, beautiful rose. It is creamy, it is sweet, it is a little bit sour, a little bit tart, has an amazing performance. This is definitely a crowd pleaser in my experience. I find that most people who smell this, they really, really enjoy it. And like I said, I finally pulled it out and started wearing it again. Next fragrance that I have been wearing a lot is Gentle Fluidity Gold from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. I shared it with you in my last haul. This is a vanilla fragrance. It has also amber, musk, juniper berries, coriander, nutmeg, woody notes. So it has a lot of spices. It has some woody elements, but to me, it kind of smells like a slightly burnt sugar with a little bit of spiciness. That's sort of what I get out of it. But overall, it has a very classy and elegant feel, and it is also a lighter type of vanilla. So I think it is perfect for probably spring and maybe even summer and early fall, the times when it's kind of warmer outside. Some vanillas tend to be very heavy and very thick. This is not one of those. This is a very airy and kind of light vanilla. So again, I have been wearing this one a lot. Next one on my list is from Armani Privé. This is Peony Suju. So this is again going back into me craving kind of lighter floral scents. This is one of my favorite peony scents. There's also rose, musk, patchouli, pink, pepper. There's raspberry in here. I don't really get raspberry or any kind of fruity nuances in here. To me, this is definitely about peony. Rose is not very evident here either. There's definitely musk in here and a little bit of patchouli, which gives it a touch of earthiness. But overall, such a sparkly, girly peony. Absolutely love it. I mentioned, I think, several times that peony is probably in my top 2 favorite floral notes, and I find myself really craving this note this time of the year. So again, have been enjoying Peony Suju a lot. Another floral that I have been using is my longtime favorite, the one that I've had for years and the one that I've talked about many, many times on my channel. This is Flora Botanica from Balenciaga. I mean, this is the most interesting and unique and beautiful rose in my opinion. I really haven't found anything that comes close to it or anything that is similar to this. This is definitely a very unique rose. It has mint, it has cannabis, there's also vetiver in here. To me, this is kind of it's sweet rose, but it is also maybe slightly minty or slightly herbal rose, but really in a most beautiful way, because I typically don't like herbal notes in a fragrance, but this one is stunning. It's a little bit of a dry rose, I would say. So beautiful. It's a loud rose, definitely for those that enjoy rose scents. This rose is not shy. It is in your face, loud type of rose, but this is such a stunner. You know, I've had it for so many years and I've used it for so many years. And sometimes, you know, you get tired of fragrances when you've used them for so many years. This is not that type of case. You know, I still love it and really, really enjoy it. Now we're moving more into fruity types of scents, and the one that I pulled out again, and I haven't used this scent in quite a long time. This is Gucci 2 from Gucci. I think this is discontinued and kind of hard to get. I have this little 30 ml bottle, which, you know, originally when I got, I wasn't super impressed with. There was so much hype surrounding this fragrance that I was slightly underwhelmed, let's say, when I got it. It was pretty, it was nice, but it sort of didn't live up to the hype. And, you know, honestly, it still doesn't. I don't think it's so absolutely amazing, and yet it is a beautiful fragrance. So this is mostly about blackcurrant. There's also red berries. There are some florals, musk. There's orange. I think there's mandarin orange and bitter orange, if I remember correctly. But really, mostly it's about berries, and more specifically, it is a blackcurrant. And to me, it is almost blackcurrant with blackcurrant leaf. It's not overly sweet, although some sweetness is definitely here, but it definitely has that slight green, maybe slightly earthy touch. It has a bit of freshness as well. So if you enjoy blackcurrant in a fragrance, then this is a really nice one to try, if you can find it, of course. And the last fruity scent that I have here is the one that I purchased, I think, sometime in the winter, and, you know, it wasn't the most appropriate time to wear it, but I still wore it, especially going to bed. But now I wear it throughout the day as well. And it's really one of my top favorite fruity scents. This is Possessoir from BDK Parfums. And, you know, I've heard from some people that this doesn't have good lasting power. Well, luckily for me, it lasts really well. I don't even have to overspray it too much. In fact, all of the BDK fragrances that I have, and I have 3, I think, they all last really well on me. So, they just agree with my body chemistry, I guess. So this one, Possessoir, is of course mostly about quince. This is one of the notes and the most prominent note. We also have orange, ginger, pepper, white florals, and patchouli. And this is such a sweet, juicy quince. And it has a little bit of freshness and even zestiness from ginger, and even more sweetness from the orange, I think. Overall, sweet, delicious, beautiful, such a cheerful type of scent. And again, I've been using it a lot, and I am sure that I will continue using it a lot throughout the remainder of the spring and during the summer. And the last favorite that I have here is a bit of a twist, let's say. I shared this fragrance with you in, was it my last haul? Yes, I think it was my last haul. I purchased it for myself, although it's a fragrance marketed towards men, but this is a fragrance that my husband has been using nonstop. And this is really has become sort of his favorite this month, and it has become my favorite on him this month as well. And that's why I decided to share it with you. This is a very inexpensive fragrance. This is Bentley Intense for Men. I think that's the full name. So there are a lot of notes in here. There's rum, woody notes, incense, benzoin, cinnamon, black pepper, patchouli, cedar. I think there might be leather in here as well. And what a beautiful fragrance, especially on him. It really has that sweet, boozy, slightly woody kind of vibe, but kind of in a masculine, like it's not overly sweet. It is just beautiful. I find this scent very captivating and very sexy. Really, really beautiful. Every time he wears it, I compliment him on this scent. I just absolutely love it on him. I think it smells better on him than it does on me, although I enjoy it on me as well, but really on him it smells amazing. So you know, if anyone is looking for an inexpensive fragrance for their significant other or for their brother, father, I don't know, for anyone, I would definitely recommend looking into this one. It is very inexpensive, but I think it smells much more expensive and much more sophisticated than you would expect from this fragrance. So this is definitely a big winner. And these are all of my favorites for this month. And at the end, I do want to share with you one, I can't really call it a fail because it wasn't really a fail, but it was a fragrance that I purchased and I returned. There was the sale at Sephora going on this month. I don't know exactly what it's called now. The VIB Rouge is what I call it, or it's called the spring event. I don't know, but anyways, you get certain percentage off. And I really have been trying to expand my Kilian collection because I really don't have a lot of Kilian fragrances. And the one that I decided to purchase was Rolling in Love. Now, this wasn't a blind buy. I did sample it in a store, but you know, I sampled it relatively briefly. It's not like I had a sample to take home, and I really enjoyed the scent, so I purchased it. And when I got it and I applied it on my skin, I still really liked it, but immediately I was reminded of something. It reminded me of something that I already had, and I was able to place it pretty quickly because it reminded me pretty strongly of that other fragrance, that being Good Girl from Carolina Herrera. To me, these two scents are extremely, extremely similar. And the funny thing is that, you know, when I was researching Rolling in Love, just like I do with every other fragrance that I purchase, I always go on Fragrantica, I read reviews, all of that. And for some reason, I never noticed that people compared it to Good Girl. But after I made that comparison, I went on Fragrantica again, and I did notice that actually many found similarities between the two. So I just wanted to share it with you, you know, in case you have one. I don't really feel like you need the other. To me, they smelled so similar. And so it just didn't make sense for me to keep such an expensive fragrance when I already have Good Girl, and to me, they smell really similarly. It smelled really good. Rolling Love smelled really good. I mean, it has almond milk, it has tuberose, vanilla, amber, tonka, and it really has a very strong almond note and a very strong lactonic quality with a bit of tuberose mixed in, but tuberose is really nice. Surprisingly, I really liked it. But overall, like I said, too close to Good Girl, so I sent that fragrance back. So these are my favorites and fragrance that didn't stay in my collection this month. I would love to know what have you used the most during the month of April. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye!